To make good decisions about your student loan portfolio, there are 3 things that you need to know. 1, the name of the loans you have borrowed. 2, the name and contact information for the servicers of those loans. And 3, when the first payments are due. To begin, you first need to start by determining what loans you have borrowed and who the servicer is for those loans. The servicer is your point of contact for anything regarding the repayment of the loans. This includes changing your address, sending your payments, or requesting to postpone payments. It's possible that you will have multiple servicers to manage during repayment. A list of all of your federal loans and the correlating servicer is recorded in your account with NSLDS, the National Student Loan Data Service, at nslds.ed.gov. To log in, you will use the same information you used each year to complete your FAFSA forms. If you don't remember your PIN, you can get it by visiting pin.ed.gov. Now, in recent years, many loans were sold by their original lender. If this happened to your loans, you would have received a letter notifying you of the change. If you no longer have the information that was sent about your new servicer, or the servicer listed in NSLDS is inaccurate, you can seek assistance from the Federal Student Aid Information Center at 1-800-4FED-AID or email fsa.customer.support@ed.gov. For information on non-federal education loans, including loans from your school, referred to as institutional loans, or loans borrowed from a private lender, you will need to contact your medical school financial aid's office or access your credit report at annualcreditreport.com. A free credit report from each credit bureau is available once a year. But remember, not all lenders report to every credit bureau, so it's important to check all 3 reports at least once to be sure you found all of your outstanding debt. After your entire debt portfolio has been identified and you know who is servicing each loan, the next and final step is to determine when the first payments are due. Most federal loans will have at least a 6-month grace period after graduation. However, in 3 specific cases, some of a medical graduate's debt may not have a grace period or any automatic postponement of any type. This includes 1, if there is a consolidation loan in the portfolio. Most federal consolidation loans do not have a grace period, so they will go into repayment immediately after graduating. 2, if there are PLUS loans dispersed prior to July 1st, 2008, then these loans will go into repayment right away, as they also do not have a grace period or a post-enrollment deferment like the more recent PLUS loans. And finally, if you took longer than 6 months to transition from your undergrad program to medical school, or you took a leave of absence that was longer than 6 months during medical school, then you may have already used your grace period on the loans that you had at that moment, and those loans will require immediate repayment. At AAMC.org/first, a repayment timeline chart is available that visually depicts what loans may or may not have a grace period. Ultimately, it's best to check with the servicer of each loan to determine when the first payment is due. For non-federal loans, you must contact the servicer or lender of the debt to determine if a grace period is even available. Now, as with all debt, making payments on time, every time, is very important. Timely payments have a large impact on your overall credit score. If you miss a payment, the loan will be considered delinquent, which will negatively affect your credit. If the loan is not paid within 270 days, the debt will then go into default, and this will severely affect your credit. So get prepared and get organized early to avoid delinquent and defaulted loans in the future. At any time, if you realize a loan payment is unmanageable, contact the servicer of the loan. The servicer is there to help you manage your loan debt, and they can best explain your repayment and postponement options. As a borrower of federal student loans, there are a number of deferment and forbearance types available. But as a medical resident, there is also a definite postponement option called a mandatory medical residency forbearance. This option, mandatory medical residency forbearance, it will postpone payments in annual increments, at the end of which another increment can be requested. If requested repeatedly, this option can be used to postpone required payments throughout residency. Keep in mind that though payments are not required, the accrual of interest is occurring. so voluntary payments of some or all of the interest is allowed and encouraged. Use these tips and know that managing your loans wisely is the best reward for a healthy financial future. For more information on managing your student loans, check out the videos and fact sheets at AAMC.org/first.